Do you know? I learned something today about double. Just reminded me of double. Is that at Bletchley Park during the war, the section that dealt with spies and spies who would turning German spies into Allied spies, those kind of things.
Oh yeah,
They were
turning them.
they,
Yeah.
they were called Section 20, which in Roman numerals is XX or double cross.
Oh,
That's a lovely pun, that, isn't it?
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome to Buckets and Bubbles.
Hello.
This is about. I think it's about episode 6. I think we've done 16 of these now.
Never.
That's a lot, isn't it?
That is a lot.
Still no one's seen it, Mike.
No, I mean, I watched. I think there's pretty much probably half of the reviews are me because I like to watch it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Beth's watching, I imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Beth.
Maybe
Thanks very much.
maybe Dale,
Yeah, Danny.
Danny.
Will be watching
Yeah,
at some
and
point.
then the other two is me and you.
Completely, because my two kids don't bother watching it.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, why is it called Buckets and Bubbles?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. And
Okay.
I'm just waiting for ChatGPT to tell me.
Okay, well let's talk about the sad news coming out of your club then today.
Yeah.
What was not today, rather?
On Sunday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, yeah. Former captain, 400 and odd appearances. Former manager Billy Bonzo, 6'2", eyes are blue. 79 he was when he passed away. Was he 79? I think he was. Yeah. Just
Legend.
Yeah, absolute legend. You know, he's won it. He's won cups and been through the divisions and seen it all. Like a proper one man club, proper legend. Like when before the game they were talking to Jamie Carragher on Sky Sports, and one of the things they were saying is like you just see that picture. What is Sky Sports? Mark Chapman were on as well randomly. That's why it's made me think it might be BBC. But they were
It
talking.
might have been Sky. He does a bit on Sky.
Does
Does
he?
Chappers, yeah.
And they were talking like you think of Billy Bonds, you think of West Ham, like that's the absolute link is there. But it's also the idea like he always used to go down with socks rolled down, no shin pads, and that kind of old school player. And I think he had the same haircut for about 30 years, and and I was like when we named the stand after him, and there was that whole ceremony there, and you could see how much it meant to him. I'm lost for words a little bit because he is just.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a player who I remember as a kid sat with my granddad, watching. The FA Cup on telly and stuff, and yeah.
It's similar to Billy Bremner, or that they're a different breed.
Yeah, I think it was one of those where, given the occasion, something like that might have been. I don't know the extra man needed on that day, but Liverpool had other ideas.
We'll get onto that later. Yeah. We'll get onto that. But come on, tell us why it's called Buckets and Bubbles.
I don't know. I've given up. The term buckets and bubbles is often used, particularly in the restaurant industry, to refer to a pairing of fried chicken and champagne or other sparkling wine. Here's the breakdown. Bucket, this refers to the fried chicken, which is frequently sold in large portions, traditionally served in a bucket. Bubbles, this is the most common nickname for champagne or sparkling wine, referring to the carbonation that gives its drink its effervescence.
So it's excellent, it's easy for you to say. What so that's why it's called Buckets and Bubbles?
Yeah, and there's also many establishments such as Bunny's Buckets and Bubbles in Baltimore offer promotions. Right, that's getting googled.
Bunny's Buckets and Bubbles.
Yeah. In Baltimore.
We need to be getting in touch with Bunny's Buckets and Bubbles. No, we don't.
It exists. It exists.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
So an 8-piece bucket with 2 biscuits, pickles, honey butter, whole chicken, $42.
Nice. What?
$42.
How much chicken you getting for $42?
Whole chicken. Rabbit food.
That's got to be a big chicken.
They call the salads rabbit food. I like it. There's a croque madame, Gruyere, ham. Is that how you spell that cheese? Say that cheese, Gruyere. Ham, tomato, fondue, fried egg, and chives. $19.
Wow. Let's get to Baltimore.
Amazing.
We'll have when we get 1,000 subscribers. We'll have a trip out to Baltimore and we'll do the show from
Bunnies, buckets, and bubbles. That's amazed me. That
we might as well start off the social media. I'm going to deal with yours first, if that's all right.
Yeah.
You, well, not you particularly. I'll get onto you in a minute. The YTS kid has gone a bit mental again.
Yeah.
We've got a bit sort of. Is it sort of 70s stroke 80s Batman vibes?
Yeah, very much like comic booky kind of. Yeah.
Are they taking the piss?
I don't know. Maybe they've just bought a new filter pack for Photoshop.
It looks like that, doesn't it?
Black Friday, innit? That's what they've done. They've gone to Flern.com and bought one of their presets on Black Friday.
That is quite possible.
Yeah.
Or is it an old? Oh, hang on a minute. Is it a take of the old Match of the Day?
Maybe that kind of 80s vibe. Yeah, the thing which I based our logos on. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what they did. They also got a bit arty with the hotspots. A couple of your players at the cafe eating breakfast.
Yeah, the two players who were being sold in January, Andy Irving and Nicholas Fulkrug. Yeah, I thought that was quite apt. Get your use out of them now. They've gone. We've got a load of footage of these lads. We need to use all this. Yeah.
Just pictures of them eating full English breakfast.
Yeah, with potato cakes as well, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah,
big fan of that.
For a professional footballer.
Maybe not for a professional footballer, no. But that's you can tell how old that is because we did our kit launch. I don't know if it was this kit or last kit. We did our kit launch in that calf because it's quite a famous calf, run by this mad Italian family, and it's always busy. And it's open.
When you say mad Italian family, you mean really lovely Italian family?
Oh yeah,
they're watching. We have no problem with.
Absolutely. But they have quite eccentric in their manner, and I think they would admit that themselves. But this is a calf where the Crays used to go, so it speaks of Mr. Sullivan's penchant for East End gangsters being like
you've mentioned
being a man from Wales who wears a sparkly jacket and a Russian hat. I think he absolutely speaks of the East End and that.
Fair enough.
That era, yeah.
Fair enough. Get out my calf. Stop the game, that'll do. Half time.
Yeah, 0-0. Taking that. I mean, I'll get onto it, but like as the first half goes, I don't think either club really demonstrated themselves in the best light, and I thought, let's get out now. Unfortunately,
this happened.
Yes. Now this, I think as a graphic. Whoever, and we do take the piss out of the YTS lads who do the stuff, but the lad at BBC, when you talk about the efficiency of a story and how you need the fewest amount of words to tell a tale. BBC Sport, 82 minutes, 10 seconds, Lucas Paquetá booked for dissent. 83 minutes, 4 seconds, receives a second yellow for dissent. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, and it tells the entire story.
Oh, what is he thinking? What a moron!
Yeah,
I've been talking about this though. To be fair, that I'm going to stick up for him. I feel slightly sorry for him because I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said to the referee, but how many times have I said what happened to the players getting booked for talking to the referee?
Yeah.
Man City play. God. How some of them weren't booked is totally beyond me. Pep Guardiola goes running down the touchline when they score the winner. He doesn't get booked. You're going, so what made his thing different?
Yeah, and you could kind of understand why over the last couple of seasons, Paquetá hasn't been the player that we thought we bought. And that there are games where he's just disappearing, and there's games where he wouldn't start, and there's games where you just think, why have we spent all this money on our record signing? And it was always a case of, but the investigation, that must be taking its toll. It must be. And so we were always thinking that. And I even alluded to it at the start of the season, and I was like, do you know what? It's done now. So maybe we're going to get the match winner that we had. During the transfer window, there were deals on the table, and he turned them down and was like, partly because the money wasn't right. He wasn't staying for the absolute loyalty of West Ham. He was like, West Ham is my best deal, so I'm going to stay. And that's not said with any sort of like anger at the booking. The booking's the booking. And he came out with that statement afterwards, and he sounded like a 7-year-old trying to justify why they've painted cat. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah.
just admit it. Just hold your hands up, admit it. You know.
Yeah. Take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin.
We'll get onto the game, so you can say a little bit more about that in a second. I'll just quickly do our social media because Stach concussion protocol. So there was no Stach. He didn't do one.
You mean his ChatGPT girlfriend didn't even? That's a poor showing that.
Isn't it?
Get him sold in January.
It's awful because it's sort of going, I'm not playing, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bollocks to you, Stach.
Yeah.
I'm still showing it next week. But because I'm sure it'll be good. Leeds went back to their paintings on side of walls.
Yeah.
Which of course is a reflection of all the artwork that's up and around Leeds. Lots of Bielsa
Banksy and all that.
Yeah, all that stuff. And that's quite good. Fish and chips, Danny's hair design. It's Stuart Dallas and Alioski, which is a pipe back to when we won at the Etihad with 10 men, with giving us some hope that might happen again. I don't think anybody went into that game with any sort of hope whatsoever. And the only other thing was Pirro again. I mean, bless him. He keeps trying. He's put out again another number 10. Are you going to start Pirro? No way near.
No, but I'm still going to pay my lad on Fiverr.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just to point, I think actually it's more he's going, you want a number 10, don't you?
Hello. Yeah.
Hiya. Remember me?
Yeah, but that kind of idea of demonstrating to the fans and everybody to do, that thing of turning up with your season ticket like we're on about and just wanging it at Farker's feet. But this time it's the phone with that on going, here.
Yeah. So, he's trying, bless him. So that's the social media anyway. Don't want a lot else.
Yeah.
All right, go on. Get onto your game.
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken about the main talking point quite a lot, so I'll not go back over any of that. But first half, like you said, the 45 minutes, I was like, let's just maintain that, please. I don't think either side really remonstrated themselves. Is that a word? Probably
I mean, remonstrate is, but I don't think it's right in that context.
No.
But it'll do.
It'll do.
Yeah.
There's me, trying to be a fancy ass. Neither team held account of themselves in their best light, I think. Liverpool were better than us, but I don't think that took much to be better than us. It was
just.
Yeah, they were just. Like, they had more chances. They had, but then again, we had chances, and we, there was a Bowen effort, I remember, which just, was luck of the draw. That was a dice roll, whether it was in or out. And it's those chances which turn games. Like, had we scored that, would we have ended up losing?
Yeah.
Probably.
How long's Somerville out for?
I think it's only a couple of games. I kind of hope he'll be back for the next. But he was missed. Like, the last couple of games, he was missed. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Mavropanos. Love Mavropanos.
Was he at fault for the second goal?
I think so. Like, exactly like we were saying last week, Mavropanos has an error in him every week, and that's that was his one for this one. But yeah, so front three: Bowen, Paquetá, and Wilson. So Paquetá was put into Somerville's because he's played on the left. He played on the left under Moyes quite a lot and did really well. He was all over the place. He was free roaming. He was more central, which meant Diouf had to do a lot more of the running, which is fine, I think, if that was the plan. But it kind of, in retrospect, I kind of think, was it the plan? Or was that just somebody who was a bit annoyed at being put out on the left wing and actually wanted to play centrally and just went, well, Nuno's not out here on the pitch, I'll just do what I want. I wonder if there's maybe a little bit of that's gone on. Which I think showed in our ability to connect into the final third and to play in Bowen and Wilson. I think we missed that presence on the, that overlap on the left between Diouf and Somerville.
And that direct run, Somerville is direct. He gets the ball, he gets his head down and he runs, and it scares defenders. Defenders don't like it.
To have the outlet on the left between those two, and either of them have got a good cross on them, and the pace it and a trick it, and I think that's great. Like, and to have them Bowen on the right with Wan-Bissaka, who's like, again, he's a player who, I mean, he was our hammer of the hammer of the year last year. I think we tried to replicate it with Somerville's injury by sticking Paquetá in it, and I don't think it really worked. And I think that ultimately is what let us down in the first half. And I think taking that energy into the second half was frustrating. So yeah, 66 Magassa for Guilherme. So there was obviously a lack of pace that needed addressing, which, Guilherme was brought on to do. Had that been Somerville brought on, if he was, returning back a little bit earlier, maybe we'd have had a different thing. So yeah, and then full crew gone at 78 minutes for Callum Wilson. And I think, to be honest, I think that was fair enough. That I think Wilson was trying, and you've got 12 plus stoppage left. Why not? You know what I mean?
No, you've got to. Yeah.
Because we'd started punting it, and Wilson isn't a hold-up man.
No.
So
0 shots on target.
Yeah, appalling, absolutely appalling. And I think there's a little bit of that speaks of what I was saying about Paquetá maybe not doing the role he was assigned and trying to influence the game in his own way, and not playing in Bowen, not playing in Wilson. And I think that's where that speaks of it. Interesting stat. I can't remember exactly what length of time it's over, but it's a long time. I think it's like 90 games. But Lucas Paquetá has had 0 assists. Scored a couple of goals, and I think that speaks of a selfishness.
That also speaks of a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Because he's not a striker, is he?
No.
He's number 10.
He's a number 10. Yeah. Oh, that's what
that's
what he thinks of himself. Earlier, he played much deeper, so he was part of a double pivot. And he's only ever done that here a couple of times and done really well. When he was at AC,
what's the double pivot?
So when you have Declan Rice and Paquetá, essentially you've got somebody who can bomb on, but he's the one who puts the passes together. And
is that what they mean when they go like that?
Yeah, they go like that. Do you know? I learned something today about double. Just reminded me of double. Is the at Bletchley Park during the war, the section that dealt with spies who would turn in German spies into Allied spies, those kind of things.
Oh yeah, they
were called Section 20, which in Roman numerals is XX or double cross.
Oh,
that's a lovely pun, that, isn't it?
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. You can imagine whoever came up with that at Bletchley was like, "Hey up, lads."
You learn all sorts here, don't
and somebody
you?
goes, "What about Section 19? Don't work as a pun. Fuck them."
Is there even a Section 19?
I don't think so.
No,
because I don't
Section 20.
I don't think there's an MI4. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe there is, but we're just not allowed to know.
Maybe. But yeah, anyway.
Because, either you or me could be a member of MI4.
Yeah, or MI2. In fact, there was another thing on the same thing they were talking about. The first guy who was ever in charge of what is now MI5 or MI6, whichever one, SOE. His first day, he wrote in his diary, went to work, nothing happened, came home. Brilliant.
It sounds like my life most of the time.
Yeah, went to work,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, it would shit. I even said on the last episode, Isak hasn't scored yet for Liverpool, and he'll score against us.
You did.
Isak scored against us.
You did.
You know,
you did.
It was written in the stars.
It's a weird one because you sort of feel like I didn't watch the entire game. It was on while I was working.
Yeah.
But you sort of felt like if the other West Ham had turned up, you might have got something because Liverpool weren't great. Just the problem is that the shit version of West Ham turned up.
Yeah, it's the version of West Ham that turned up when Moyes were in charge. And I know I bang on about this a lot, but there's two West Hams. There's a West Ham who will turn over and get the tummy tickled, as Gonzo likes to say, and there's the team who will turn up against Man City and absolutely nail them.
Interesting. What's your stinker?
Stinker is Lucas Paquetá. In fact, my stinker is, and I'm only going to mention this briefly because I've spoken about this before, is Jared Bowen's inability to stop that. And I don't blame Jared Bowen for the sending off. I don't blame him, but I think he could have
the captain, you mean?
Yeah, I think he could have had more of an influence to stop that happening. But I do believe 100% of the blame is Lucas Paquetá's. I'm not going to blame Bowen for it, but I think he had the ability to
stop
it.
You sort of blaming Bowen.
Maybe a little bit. But there's a lot of...
I think he's got to go as well, hasn't he?
Bowen in January.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd keep him, but I maybe wouldn't have him as captain. But
you have said that before.
Yeah.
Before, to be fair.
But I can't. Yeah. I look at that, and I think we'd have to buy a captain. I look at that squad, and I just think there's nobody in there who I would today go, yeah, you're a captain. Like there's players in there who naturally you would, as an outsider, as a soccer Saturday watcher who doesn't really follow the teams as closely as we do, because we're the absolute experts on it all.
No,
You'd look
absolutely.
at like Todibo, who's a giant of a man and he's very noisy and stuff. You go, oh yeah, he's captain material, but he in. You know what I mean? He wants out of West Ham faster than I think Nicholas Fulkrug. Callum Wilson. No, I'm not a fan of strikers
I'm not either.
as captains. Areola.
Areola.
Maybe for the rest of the season. He's,
Top assister. He's got more assists than Paquetá.
He has. Fucking hell. Thomas Souček, I think, is the one for me.
Yeah. But he's not a first.
He's not a starter.
Basically, what Bowen should have done was walk up and slapped him like what's his name at Everton.
Yeah, and got sent off. Yeah. But do you know what he should have done? Is Nobes used to go and just pick people up.
Who's that?
Mark Noble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Did he play for West Ham?
Yeah, a little bit. One club man and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, he'd literally go over and just pick Paquetá up and just carry him off and just be like,
yeah, nice. Okay. Anything else to add on the game?
no, it was a shit game. Properly.
Are you staying out of the bottom three on goals scored now? It's just
tenuous, isn't it?
It's
tenuous.
balmy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's balmy.
Absolute madness.
All right, I'm going to give a brief overview of the game. It was quite an exciting game, the Leeds game. Ended 3-2. Leeds turned up in the first half exactly as I expected. They rolled over and had their bellies tickled.
Yeah.
Actually, we did. After about... Well, their goal was the fastest goal scored in the Premier League until about 10 minutes later, I think, when another goal got scored somewhere else, which was even quicker. So at least we didn't get that labelled against us.
Yeah.
But same old problem. Farker switched the entire left side. So brought James James into left back. I think that's his name. I can't remember. Into left back. And also so took Goodmanson out because he'd already complained that there were lots of goals being scored down the left-hand side, which is correct. Yeah. He also brought Nonto in for Okafor, so changed the entire left side to try and shore it up a bit so we didn't get attacked down the left and concede a goal, and that lasted 30 seconds. So
yeah,
I think the camera cut to Farker at one point, and I think it cut away just as he was saying, "What the fuck?" Because you can imagine, you can do the best tactics in the world. You can have the best formation in the world. 3-4. 2. You can have 3-5. Whatever. But I mean, if your players just switch off and they just let the same goal down that side, cut back goal, done. It's like what can you do? What can you do? So we were up against it, and actually, I think to be fair, we played quite well after that. We contained them. We battled a little bit until they scored, and then it was like. But again, I think I said after the Villa game, it was sort of once they'd scored, certainly the second one, we sort of all went yeah.
I remember it being on Final Score. I had Final Score on, and it was one of those where genuinely thinking about the podcast and going, oh, it'd be so good if it ended now. If it would, this is amazing, 2-2, and it felt like a real positive story, to come away with a point and scoring and having a 4-goal thriller. I was like, that's going to be amazing, and then came in 3-2. I'm like, oh, that's fucked then, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, so to be fair to Farker, he sort of went right. He changed the entire left-hand side. He brought Nonto, he brought James in on the right, which I think most fans have been crying out for. It's like it's time to bring him back in. Aronson wasn't in the team, and it sort of didn't work. We because we played the same way, and you just can't. The thing is, we play. He's obsessed, and most managers are. I get this. Is in playing a certain way. Now the problem is that's all right in the Championship because you're not up against great sides. Yeah. So you can sort of that at some point you've got better players, so you're going to score. It's going to be fine, which it was last season. And this is against Man City, and you're going this thing. But to be fair to him, half time. Completely changed it. He went 3 at the back, which a lot of people have been crying out for. So, and he brought Goodmanson on. So you've got your two. Well, he did eventually, because Justin got went down injured. I'm going to talk about going down injured in a minute. And he used the attacking fullbacks for the width, and he brought Calvert-Lewin on, and so we went with two big bastards up front, and it worked really well. Gruev played in midfield. We haven't even talked about Gruev. We'd forgotten he existed, but Gruev and Tanaka were both brilliant. They just got on with their jobs, and we caused them shitloads of problems. We got the first goal, which was a bit lucky with the deflection, but it was a good move leading up to it. Calvert-Lewin, I bet he couldn't believe that the ball had fallen for him where it was. All he had to do was side foot it in, which he did, which was great. And then we got the penalty. I still think that was a sending off. It was a high foot. He took him out. He had no intention of taking the ball. I still think it was a sending off.
No, I agree.
But it wasn't. It wasn't. I think their second goal, could quite easily have been ruled as a foul on the keeper. I think the keeper should have done better. I think if the referee had have blown up for a foul on the keeper, VAR wouldn't have got involved. They'd have gone, fine, fair enough. But they didn't, so that's fine. 2-2, it's all going well. He's changed it. He's given us some hope. We're sat there going, oh, we had no hope before. Now, all of a sudden, the bastards have given me hope again. Because I hate this club, generally. I hate it. I hate it. Because, they just sort of go... It's a bit like the acting industry. It kicks you on the floor. Like, basically, it's like an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It kicks you, and then all of a sudden it goes, oh, what about this?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of hope.
Yeah, it turns up with a box of chocolates and a bunch of flowers and goes, oh, there you go.
Takes you for a nice Italian meal, and you think, oh, that's all right then, isn't it?
Takes you for some potato cakes in an East End cafe.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And I'm happy with that. Some potato cakes and a full English. I'm all over it. I'm quite easily
Poached
pleased.
egg.
Always a poached egg.
Yeah.
It shows a bit of love and care, a poached egg, I think.
And also, like, you don't stink of fried eggs when you leave.
Yeah. I think fried egg's too easy to do. You just break it, don't you, and throw it in the pan. Whereas with a poached egg, you've got to mould it. There is some skill. Anyway, some love in it.
Yeah. Not scrambled, though.
I don't mind scrambled eggs. No.
I mean,
I think that
if that's all there's got, then but
I think they've got to be done right.
Yeah.
I think you've got to add a bit of milk just to keep it. Otherwise, it gets a bit rubbery.
Yeah. Like, I remember scrambled eggs were the thing that my mum and dad used to really like cooking in microwave when we first got a microwave in the 80s.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it was shit. Yeah. Football.
I like some egg talk. Yeah. So this is my stinker as well. And this is sort of connected to what we're talking about with Paquetá, with the officials. There's just no consistency with anything. Silva, I don't know if you've seen the dive in the penalty area. It's like what happened to yellow cards for simulation? Because that's what that was. Yeah. He was nowhere near him, like literally nowhere near him, and he dived. Nothing happened. Yeah. And you're going, what?
And that used to be. That used to be so prevalent in terms of like them properly dealing with it. You'd see it every week, wouldn't you? Getting it that. Yeah. Like Antonio used to get booked for that all the time because that was like his big trick. But you just don't see it.
No, but you used to do. And then of course, the whole feigning of injury from the goalkeeper. It's just like it's infuriating. The goalkeeper goes down. Oh, I'm injured. On come the physios and stuff. Nobody is looking at his leg. They're all looking towards Pep, who's got his tactics board, gets the entire team over, and basically has a technical timeout. Yeah. And everybody's sort of going, no, that can't. What? That can't be allowed. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
And apparently it is allowed. So I wonder how many times we're going to see that. Or what will happen is very similar to happen when we came up with Bielsa, when we had 2 penalties gave against us against Liverpool, and one was Click had his arms by his side, the ball hit his arm, and he was like 5 yards away. It's given as a penalty. I think 3 games after that rule was changed. Yeah. So it was like, well, hang on a minute, you can't change the rule now because we can't benefit from it. We've just lost a game because of that. Literally, it was 4-3, lost a game. But now you've changed it, so that can't even come around. They say what goes around comes around, and all that sort of stuff. It evens itself out. Can't even itself out. So anyway, my stinker is my stinker, and also I'm quite proud of the fact that Pep Guardiola and Man City was so worried and stumped by what little Leeds United, newly promoted, did, that they felt they had to, I'm going to say cheat. It was, they know, I know it's not within the rules, for want of a...
But it's not within the spirit of the game.
It's not, and it just makes you feel a bit sick.
Yeah.
You sort of go, you absolute prick.
Like win the game. Like that's a team who have strength and depth and nous enough that they shouldn't have to fanny about doing, feigning injury just so they can,
We had them rattled, and that's a really good thing, but it's also a really fucking awful thing because it gives me hope.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with Man City, and I was reminded of this, is everybody were talking about like how Liverpool's record is like the worst since the 1950s or whatever. And it's exactly the same as Man City's one last year to the game, to this weekend. Like within, goals scored or whatever, I think it was within one or something of what Man City's were last year. And they're on about specifically Pep Guardiola, Man City, of which, you can't really, there's not a lot else, is there, other than Pep Guardiola, Man City. I mean, there's a bit of Pellegrini, there's a bit of Mancini, but it's mostly him in it. But they tend to do this
modern times, yeah.
But they tend to do this thing of being a bit shit to start, and then come Christmas, they turn it on, and it's games like this against Leeds where they've had to dig deep and cheat, where those momentum starts, and you kind of look at they've been a bit shit this year. They've been a bit. I mean, I think the last couple of seasons they've particularly been shit. They've not been Man City shit. They've been normal shit like everybody else.
Normal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see them carrying on. I think they'll absolutely, like, it'll turn on now, and they'll just go on a massive run till the end of the season.
Well, they're 3-1 up against Fulham tonight at half time.
Yeah.
Away at Fulham, sorry. So yeah, but they're capable of that. It's like they score the winner in the 91st minute. Where 10 minutes of extra time came from, I don't know, which is slightly annoying because Donnarumma's fake injury will have contributed to the extra time as well.
Yeah. So here's your extra tactical break, and here's the extra time to go and make the most of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Phil Foden is one of the best players, I think, to have graced the Premier League.
Oh, both goals. Both goals that he scored.
Yeah.
That side foot that came across that hit the crossbar and went in, that could quite easily have gone over. But it's Phil Foden, and it's class.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got. That's what you've got. They've got, and we haven't. Yeah. I mean, that's the reality of it. So fair dues.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a minute?
Yeah. I said that was
what I will say is just while you're setting that up. Yeah. What I will say is that I thought Farke was in big trouble, but that second half saved him. So I think it depends what happens tomorrow night against Chelsea and at the weekend at home to 2 home games, big home games coming up. I think if Liverpool play like they did against you and we play like we did the second half against Man City, I think we'll win. Chelsea, I'm not expecting anything from. But like with us, interesting with you've said, if we have a game where we're good, we're really good. If we have a game when we're not so good, we're a bit shit. We seem to do it in halves. So the first half against Aston Villa, we were really good. Second half, we were shite. First half against Man City, we were shit. And second half, we were really good. So we've got to try and put those things together for 90 minutes. And I wonder whether we've got the fitness or the players to do it.
Given Farke's half-time change, give me a minute on Farke getting the Man City job after Guardiola.
I think there's every chance that he'll get the Man City job after Guardiola because he's clearly proven himself to be a tactical genius. At half time, you see, we didn't give him enough credit as Leeds fans. We were all like, this is the final throw of a dice of a desperate manager, sort of going, all right, fine, I'll let you have your 3 at the back that you've been calling out for and the 2 up front. It's not going to work. It ain't going to work. I'm going to put it on because I've got nothing to lose just to prove to it. Oh, hang on, it did work. That's what we thought, but I don't think we're giving him enough credit. I think he did it deliberately. He's obviously a tactical genius. He outthought Pep Guardiola, beat them in that second half, 2-1. And Pep Guardiola will probably be sacked as a result, I would have thought. And we won't have to sack Farke because they'll pay us 50 million to buy him out of his contract. And therefore we'll have 50 million, spend a bit on a player, and we'll probably get Sean Dyche out of his contract from Nottingham Forest.
Nice. I'm convinced.
Thanks very much.
Sean Dyche. Oh, Lizzie.
Sean Dyche.
When you know, there's times, and I've sat and watched videos of other people talking about it. I've read articles about it. There's times when you look at Sean Dyche, depending on how your season's going, you go, yeah, go on then.
There is. There totally is. Listen, we've been talking about as Leeds fans. We'd be like, yeah, but the type of players that we've now bought, Sean Dyche is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's like the last. I don't want Sean Dyche at Leeds United, even if he has got a really good voice and that.
I mean, I don't know if this is libelous, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
But Sean Dyche feels a bit like Herpes in a club, right? In the fact that it's
genital or facial,
either, because
okay,
the manner in which you contract them could be seen as quite an exciting moment, shall we say? And you're kind of going, yeah, this is great, and then you end up with this thing that you just can't get rid of. Like once he's in a club, it takes an awful lot to get him out. Do you know what I mean? Like, no,
I don't think that's liable. I think you're all right.
I mean,
aren't you?
Comparing
It's
him
just
to
an analogy.
Yeah, it's an analogy. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Just an analogy. Yeah, no offence meant, Sean.
No, if you're watching, Sean, I think you do your job very well.
Too right he does, and he doesn't give a shit about what we think because he's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
Give me a minute on why, because you mentioned it a few times tonight, why David Moyes is one of the best managers you've ever had in your history.
David Moyes is on record the most successful West Ham manager we've ever had. His win percentage is the best amongst. I mean, going back through John Lyall, Ron Greenwood, them all. He is, may he rest in peace, Bonzo. He's got a much better record than every single one of them. On paper, David Moyes is the greatest manager West Ham's ever had. We even said at the time, if we won the Conference League, there ought to be a David Moyes statue outside, and I maintain that there should be a statue of David Moyes outside London Stadium. He is tactically very stubborn. He is somebody who, when things aren't going well, is difficult. He's like an oil tanker. It takes an awful lot for him to change. I mean, you think Farker's a little bit like that. Like, get David Moyes in, and he's like the Iron Lady. You know, he's not for turning. But his record speaks for itself, and he is, yeah. There you go, minute up.
Nice. I love it. You're all over your analogies. I like the fact that you used another analogy. I like the fact that you mentioned that he was your greatest living manager. In fact, not even living manager, greatest ever manager.
Ever, yeah.
I like the fact that you compared him to Margaret Thatcher.
I think he's a bit Tory as well. Although he's Scottish, I think I don't mean he's like, proper Tory, but I think his banking might suggest that he's taken advice from Tories.
Oh, he's got a few quid.
Yeah,
no
and
doubt about that.
West Ham's owners are flagrant Tories, so he spent a good while amongst those.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about it, isn't it? You are
Man
playing
United
on Thursday night.
Yeah,
your Thursday night.
8:00.
Yeah, where is that away at Manchester United?
Yeah. So
okay.
It'd be good to get a result there, and I think obviously Paquetá is suspended. Let's give Magassa it. Let's give Potts and Fernandes. Give Fernandes that role of Paquetá, and let's just prepare for the inevitable sale. Like
it's coming.
Yeah. Be right.
Fair enough. It depends on which Manchester United team decides to turn up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
they're on an upward, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've got Chelsea at Ellen Road tomorrow night, so I don't see us getting much against Chelsea. They were pretty good with 10 men against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it might have tied them out a bit, but they've got so many players that can just come in and
yeah. Like and subscribe. Share this with people who you think might like football, but
not only football.
Cooking.
Come on,
eggs.
Cooking. We've talked about eggs.
Yeah.
We've talked about politics.
We have late stage capitalism in the last episode. If you want to talk about
last episode.
Yeah. The brutal realities of acting.
Correct. Yeah. The entertainment industry.
I'm going to say this now because it won't make a shit's worth of difference and we can edit it if it don't happen.
Right.
But I directed a campaign piece for Bradford City a couple of weeks ago, and it's going to be on ITV breakfast bulletins tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We'll definitely leave that in.
If it shows, like if it don't go on, cut it out.
Anyway, like and subscribe, and we'll see you later on.
Yeah.
It'll be a 2-show week.
Maybe, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean, maybe?
Well, no, yeah. It's obviously I don't play till Thursday. These Friday.
Yeah.
Friday or Sunday is when we can record. I think so.
Oh, we're playing again Saturday.
Yeah. So it'll have to be Friday, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2-show week then.
We got there.
Yeah. This is all staying in, isn't it?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Probably.
It's good programming, this.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later.
Adios.